Hi, we've been working on improving our capabilities in Firehouse and integrating Firehouse with our cost recovery, and I am doing a video here today to show you how they work together and give you some instruction as to how to enter it. Wanted to, start with a little bit of a review, talk about what it is we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be entering fire recovery, cost recovery information on all vehicle accidents. Want to remind everybody that we are only billing the insurance companies, the insurance carrier. We're not billing private parties. Our current submission rate, though it should be close to 100%, is unfortunately only about 20%. So 4 out of the 5 calls that qualify, we're not even making an attempt to collect on those. Once the information is sent to our billing partner, they are able to get a collection rate of about 75% of the calls that we submit up. So as you can see, there's a little bit of area, there's a lot of area we can do improvement here, and it's all really on all our end. So the goal of this again is to improve our collection rate by increasing the number of submissions considerably more than they are now, and we want to do that by making it easier on you to enter the information, and we also want to make it easier for us to quality assure that the information is getting entered and that it's good data. Want to talk just a little bit about the mechanisms on how Firehouse, or actually it's a small piece of software next to Firehouse, is going to do this. This is only currently going to work on incident types 322, which would be a vehicle accident, 323, which would be something involving a pedestrian, 324 would be a vehicle accident non-injury. There's still some cost recovery we can do with that. And then finally a 352, which would be a vehicle accident with extrication. The aid type is also taken into account. If we aren't billing for anything outside of our fire district, so if we run a call outside of our fire district, we're going to be categorizing that as mutual aid given. So we need one of those 4 call types and an aid type that does not involve mutual aid given. If for some reason you need to enter cost recovery information for something that falls outside of those parameters, or you have to do it late or something like that, it is still acceptable to use the web portal, FireRecovery, thefirerecovery.net, I believe. No, that's not the name of it. The Recovery Hub. The Recovery Hub is the name of it. The Recovery Hub. You can still use that and enter the information that way. However, that being said, as soon as this video comes out, we are encouraging you to try to do all your cost recovery in Firehouse, and there's a couple reasons for that. Quality assurance is one of them. However, another benefit of doing it here is we have also set up a second link from Firehouse to our medical billing. So in addition to getting cost recovery information going, we are also sending it to our medical billing because there's probably a patient transport, and they are going to be able to get the car insurance information considerably sooner so that they have more success with that. So entering in Firehouse, we hope will be both easier on you and considerably more beneficial to getting collection in both cost recovery and medical billing. Okay, I'm going to show you here in just a second, but the new data that I need to enter into Firehouse is very simple. I need the driver's name if possible. However, for whatever reason you cannot get the driver's name, please don't leave those fields blank. Put unknown in there. I'll show you why. If they're left blank, we're going to assume that they're not a billable call, and we're probably going to delete them. So we don't want that to happen. Insurance carrier is another field, and then the insurance policy number. We need to get that accurately, and we're doing that now, so continue to do that. Vehicle make and model is also collected, and then the last thing is vehicle ID. The vehicle ID could either be the license plate number or the VIN number. It's important that we keep in mind that this information falls under our HIPAA sensitive information, and we want to treat that stuff accordingly. So we don't want to leave the stuff laying around on sheets of paper and things. And then finally, I want to show you what the data looks like after it runs through Firehouse and comes out the other end. This is So you're going to see what the battalion chiefs see and how they quality shared a second time. This is a fake Firehouse call I made in our practice testing database. So none of this information is real. Like I said, just about everything is going to be entered just like our company officers do now. However, there is no longer a place where we put check boxes for our cost recovery, such as hazardous materials cleanup and directing traffic and patient treatment and things like that. Any of that stuff we do needs to be illustrated in plain text in your narrative. For example, in this one here, entire roadway was blocked and engine 1111 and 3391 parked in a way to provide traffic barrier to protect patients, vehicles, and rescue workers from further injury. Another example would be multiple fluids from the vehicles were found on the roadway and mitigated with sand. Anything we do that's cost recovery related, please put it here in clear text and in a little bit of detail and maybe justification. That will help our billing partner increase their collection percentages if we have it spelled out pretty clearly. And again, anything we do with extrication we want here, anything, obviously we're going to indicate that we have patients trapped. 1144s are important. But the biggest one is anything hazmat related or similar to hazmat we want to put in there, because that's all billable stuff. Those specific items that I told you we needed to enter should be entered here under the property involvement tab. This space here, and you hit the add button, and this would be party 1 and party 2 and continuing like that. We want to put the name here. Last name, first name, and then the only other things I need are these two buttons pushed and filled out here. Auto insurance, I need vehicle checkbox checked. You want to go ahead and find the auto insurance company here. Brent worked pretty hard on getting a good comprehensive list here. However, if you come across a auto insurance that isn't listed here, please try to contact myself or Joe Harlan. We'll get it entered in there for you. Or if we're not available, any of the arson people should have this button here, the new button, where they can go ahead and create a new type of code for a new auto insurance. So auto insurance company, and then finally policy number. I'll put a fake policy number in there for you. Save and close. We now want to enter the vehicle information. All this at the top is not anything we need to worry about. I just need make. Let's say it's a Toyota. And I want the model. A Corolla in this case, and then I want some sort of a vehicle identification number. And the state that the car is registered to. So 1, 2, 3, maybe here. Probably a total of 7 or 8 pieces of information. That's really the only new stuff you need to do. If there's a second insurance party, it's okay to enter it there. However, what most people are doing, and it's perfectly acceptable, if you have a pretty good understanding that you've got the information for the party at fault, you really only need to enter that party in here. We don't need to enter multiple insurance companies if we have a good idea of who's at fault. However, if you're not sure or you have the information, go ahead and do a second party here and you can enter that information. If the party at fault does not have auto insurance, please collect the auto insurance to the other party, because we would be able to collect billing through the uninsured motorist portion of that. That's really it. Now what would happen when we've got this entered, it's not going to do anything until it gets QC'd. When it gets QC'd, the next morning at 7:30, the little program's going to look back the last 24 hours and upload that. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but if we have calls that get entered late and then get QC'd 3 or 4 days later, it's still going to work, because after it gets QC'd, that next morning, it's going to be uploaded then. So there's not going to be anything falling through the cracks. This is an example of what the battalion chiefs are going to see, and I just want to talk about these for a little bit. I'm in the drafts area here. These are a combination of calls that got uploaded through the Firehouse side and things that get entered manually through the Recovery Hub. I said it wrong. It's the recoveryhub.com web portal. If we absolutely don't enter any information in Firehouse, those 4 call types are still going to be uploaded to the Recovery Hub. That way the battalion chiefs are going to get an idea of what information hasn't been entered. If that's the case, the battalion chiefs aren't going to see anything here. They're going to see a dot or a series of dots here, and that's why it's really important to have the patient's name, or it's going to look like a call we have no information on. If the battalion chief doesn't see anything entered here, the name is blank, there's no insurance, go ahead and delete that call out there. The other thing I wanted to just show you is, if the battalion chief doesn't have a name here, it's possible that the medics could be entering it, and he should be expecting a second entry up here. In this case, it has the same information, or roughly the same information. It's the same date, and it has the same run number here. Now you can see the 2 formats are different. This one was created by Northcom, and somebody entered this one manually, but you can see it's still the same, 2013 1146 run number on both of these. My point is, if the battalion chief has no information here uploaded from Firehouse, it's okay if it comes in through the web portal here. We know it got done that way. The call I just entered would look something like this. Form filled out by, this would be probably the captain's name, but there's a little bug in the system where it sometimes will upload the quality assurance captain. We're trying to get that straightened out, and that should be fixed soon, or might even be fixed by the time we start. All this information, everything you see here, is going to be uploaded completely automatically. The captain or engineer shouldn't need to log on to this, but this is what the battalion chief will see. Got the vehicle license plate number that I showed you before. Got the auto insurance and policy number. It's different here because I made that policy number up on both these. Your narrative that you enter is going to be in its entirety uploaded here. If the engineer is the one filling this out, there's simply going to be an addendum where the engineer has his information down below it, if that makes any sense. And that's perfectly acceptable. When the battalion chief is satisfied that this has been entered correctly, he's going to hit save and submit, and it's going to take this draft and it's going to move it from the drafts over to the active runs, where our billing company is going to be starting to process it. That's really it. Again, want to just remind everybody that we want to get our collection rate up, and that one of the reasons that we did this in Firehouse is try to make it easier on you. We think it's considerably easier than before. Wanted to show you what the 4 call types were that we should be doing the cost recovery on. However, if there's a call type that's not one of these 4, we want to tell you that you still need to go to the recoveryhub.com to do it that way. If anybody has any suggestions or ideas how to make this run smoother, or ways to make this more effective, please don't hesitate to get in contact with myself, Joe Harlan, or maybe Brent Zania, and run some ideas off us on how to make this work better. That's it. Thank you very much for your time.